Multiplying polynomials part 2. We are learning how to multiply a binomial times a binomial, which is a 2-term times a 2-term. So an example looks like this. A binomial times a binomial. X plus 3 times x plus 2. Corbin, will you close your MacBook, please? Thank you. What if we just had this problem, 3 times x plus 2? What would you do to solve this problem? How would you solve 3 times a quantity x plus 2? Angelina, what would you do? You'd distribute. Tommy, close your MacBook, please. You'd distribute. There are 2 terms, though, so we're still going to do the same thing. We are just going to distribute 2 times. I'm going to distribute this x, and then I'm going to distribute this -3. So I could take x times x, and what do you get? X squared, right? There's an exponent of 1 and an exponent of 1. So you get x squared. Then I'm going to take that x and I'm going to distribute the x to the 2. X times 2 is what? Positive 2x. I distributed 1 time, now I'm going to distribute the next time. I distribute 2 times. What? You don't need it in parentheses, nope. 3 times x is positive 3x. And 3 times 2 is positive 6. After you distribute 2 times, you've got your answer. However, is there a better way to write this answer? These are like terms. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. And that's your final answer. You have to combine like terms. Last night there were no like terms, most likely. Today there will be 2 like terms. And so you ask, like, why did we put FOIL on there? Because that stands for what you do to this problem. F stands for first. You do the first term times the first term. X times x. And you got x squared. F stands for first. O stands for outside. Meaning you multiply the 2 terms on the outside. X times 2. And x times 2 is 2x. F-O-I. I stands for inside. You multiply the 2 inside terms. 3 times x. And 3 times x is 3x. And L stands for last. You multiply the two last terms. 3 times 2. And 3 times 2 is 6. First, outside, inside, last. You FOIL. Your outside and your inside, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, are going to combine. So my final answer is x squared. 2x and 3x make 5x plus 6. First, outside, inside, last. Let's do some practice. First, outside, inside, last. FOIL. First times first. S times S. What does that equal? S squared. Outside. Who can tell me my two outside terms? Looking at that binomial times a binomial. What are my outside terms? Tommy? S times positive 2. And what is S times positive 2? 2S. Inside. Who can tell me inside? What are my two inside terms, Keegan? Negative 4 is on the inside. What else is on the inside of the problem? 1s. Negative 4 times s is negative 4s. And what are my last? L stands for last. What are my last terms, Sam? Negative 4 times 2. Negative 4 times 2 is? Negative 8. What gets combined? 2s and negative 4s. Making my answer. S squared. 2 minus 4 is negative 2s minus 8. What? Let's try one more. 2x minus 10 times x minus 3. If you still want to go through and put in your hiding, your invisible ones, that's fine. You don't have to, but you can. First, outside, inside, last. FOIL. First. Keegan. Two x times 1x. 2x times 1x. 2 times 1 is 2. And x times x is x squared. Outside. Looking at binomial times a binomial. What are my outside terms? My first term was 2x and 1x. What are my terms on the outside of the problem? Sam? 2x times -3. 2x times -3 is -6x. What are my inside terms? What are my terms on the inside of these binomials? Grace, can you tell me? -10 times 1x. What is -10 times 1x? -10x. And my last terms, Angelina. -10 times -3. What is -10 times -3? +30. 99% of the time, these two go together. Who can tell me the final simplified answer? Corbin?
2x squared minus 16x plus 30.
Do you guys agree? -6x, -10x make -16x, +30 plus 30. Looks good. First, outside, inside, last. Again, this is one of those concepts your parents ask you what you learned today. You can tell them you learned a FOIL. They may not remember it exactly, but they've heard of it. It's been around forever. It's distributing twice. It's taking that binomial and distributing 2 times. First, outside, inside, last.